Hey everyone, welcome to another top 10 list, and here's my top 10 personal favorite mystery/suspenseful movies. I had a recommendation to do this top 10 list, and I thought, hey, I haven't done this top 10 list yet. Let's give it a go. Here's my top 10 personal favorite mystery/suspense movies. And before top 10 list, you gotta obviously have your honorable mentions. My honorable mentions for my top 10 personal favorite mystery/suspense movies are Gaslight, Strangers on a Train, The Manchurian Candidate, Chinatown, Charade, LA Confidential, Identity, North by Northwest, and Dial M for Murder. A lot of honorable mentions, a lot of Hitchcock. He's the master of suspense, don't forget that. But yeah, those are my honorable mentions. They are great movies, just couldn't make the top 10 list. But what didn't make my top 10 was my number 10. And my number 10 is Vertigo. Alfred Hitchcock. Again, the master of suspense, and I love Vertigo. This movie stars Kim Novak and Jimmy Stewart himself. Yes, Jimmy Stewart. I can't do a Jimmy Stewart impression. I apologize for that god-awful impression. Forgive me. But yeah, Vertigo, great movie. This is about a guy who has a fear of heights, and he gets complete vertigo when he's up really high and shit. But this is an intense movie. This is one of the most intense and suspenseful Hitchcock movies I have watched. Jimmy Stewart's performance is fantastic. The shots are incredible. I love the shots when anytime like Jimmy Stewart's going up these stairs or buildings, you get actual vertigo because of the amazing shots in this movie. The cinematography, absolutely fantastic. And it's intense and it's suspenseful and it's very well directed and very well crafted, and this movie just got me, and that ending twist is fantastic. Just such a good twist. It's so random and like what? But it just works so perfectly well for the movie. And I know this movie in 1958 when it first came out, it was actually kind of hated by critics, but I'm glad it got like almost like a following, and now it's like one of the best movies of all time. For a reason, Vertigo is amazing. I remember when I was a kid, I used to call this movie Vertigo. It's Vertigo. How dumb of me. But yeah, Vertigo, awesome movie. Coming number 9 is The Usual Suspects. Because you know what? The greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world he never existed. Because just like that, he's gone. Kaiser Soze! Yes, I love The Usual Suspects. Simple story. A bunch of these guys are accused of being Kaiser Soze. And basically, they team up and start robbing banks and stuff, and which one of them is Kaiser Soze? I won't spoil it, but anyone who's seen this movie knows who Kaiser Soze is, and it's a great twist. It's an amazing ending, one of the best movie endings, and Bryan Singer, who directed X-Men, did a phenomenal job. This started Bryan Singer out, and it's so freaking well done. I love these performances. I love Kevin Pollak, Kevin Spacey, Chaz Palminteri, Stephen Baldwin, and Benicio del Toro. They're all great in this movie, and this movie is so freaking well acted, so well written. And just, like, you want to know what's going to happen. From each scene to each scene, you want to know what the hell is happening, what's going to happen, and it's so good. Kevin Spacey got supporting actor, totally deserved his Oscar. It's a great story. I don't want to spoil anything about this movie. This entire video, I'm not going to do spoilers because these are mysteries for a reason. They all have great twists and you don't know what's going to happen. And that's what makes them all the more amazing and all the more suspenseful, and that's why The Usual Suspects is number 9. Coming number 8 is Memento. Yes, Christopher Nolan's backwards movie, Memento. Yes, I love Guy Pearce in this movie. I love Joe Pantoliano in this movie, and I love Carrie-Anne Moss in this movie. It's so good. It's the first movie to do almost the backwards thing. Well, at least I think so. If I'm wrong about that, yeah, tell me in the comment section below. I know you'll do it, but yeah. It's the first movie I've ever seen that to ever do that. The whole movie is backwards. The ending's the beginning's the ending. And it's confusing, and you gotta pick it up. I really pick it up because you get really confused when this movie starts, but when you get the flow of it, it's awesome. It's intense, it's beautifully directed, beautifully executed, and again, you just want to know what happened. This guy's wife is dead. Who killed her? What's happening? It's awesome. Great performances, great writing, great direction. Memento, amazing. Good job, Christopher Nolan. Go back to Memento kind of stuff because you're kind of slacking, you know, with the Interstellar and all that shit. Come on, Chris Nolan, you're better than that. Get back to the mystery and suspense that you're good at. Coming number 7 is Psycho. Yes, of course, Psycho. Oh, one of the greatest score in movies is in this movie. Actually, a lot of great scores. I love the opening score, and of course the that shower scene. Probably the most scariest scene in movies, period. I love this movie. Anthony Perkins, fantastic. Vera Miles, fantastic. Janet Leigh, fantastic. Beautiful editing. Editing at its best in this movie, especially that shower scene. Amazing editing, great shots, great direction, great writing, great characters. Very intense, very creepy ending, very creepy and just unsettling atmosphere in this movie. Psycho. Hitchcock is amazing. He's the master of suspense, and this movie is the reason why he is the master of suspense. Coming number 6 is The Sixth Sense. Yes, I see dead people. Haley Joel Osment, what happened to you, man? What happened to you? You were such a good actor in this movie. That's about it, but in this movie, you were so good in this movie. Bruce Willis is also very good in this movie. And Toni Collette, very underrated performance. She is so good in this movie. I love this movie. It's about a kid who sees dead people, and Bruce Willis plays a therapist who's trying to help him out. Is this kid crazy, or can he really see dead people? I'll stop talking like this when I say dead people. Okay, I'll stop that. But yeah, M. Night Shyamalan, who would have thought he did a great movie? Well, he's done two. Unbreakable is pretty awesome, and that new movie, The Visit, was okay, but The Sixth Sense is so freaking good. The twist at the ending, I will not dare spoil. I kind of did my top 10 best movie endings, but it's a great ending, and it is a fantastic and brilliant twist, and I love it. It's one of the greatest cinematic twists in movies, and I just love this movie. Shyamalan did a phenomenal job. It's no Unbreakable, but it is one of my all-time favorite suspenseful films. Love The Sixth Sense. Coming number 5 is Gone Baby Gone. Yes, because she's gone, baby. Gone. This is a written and directed film by Ben Affleck. I think this is his first directorial debut movie. I'm pretty sure. I'm not 100%. But yeah, his brother Casey Affleck's in this movie with Michelle Monaghan, Ed Harris, Morgan Freeman, and a bunch of other actors I can't name off the top of my head. But it's a great movie. It's basically about a little girl who gets kidnapped, and these two PIs are on the job, on the case to track her down. And there's some good twists and suspenseful shit and great drama and some very emotional scenes. And again, a very good ending. An ending that you will talk about for weeks. Like, the entire ending of this movie, I won't spoil it, but it's all about decisions. What is the right decision or what is the best decision? It's the right or the best. And it's so well done. And it's just a breathtaking ending, and just a great movie. The entire cast is top-notch. It's got a great story. It's a little rough around the edges at times, but I love Gone Baby Gone. It is a personal favorite of mine when it comes to the Ben Affleck directing movies. I love Argo, and I love The Town. I love The Town. But Gone Baby Gone is more underrated, and it's just a personal favorite of mine. I love this movie. It's so good. Coming number 4 is Prisoners. Yes, I think I've talked about this movie a lot. Great movie. Denis Villeneuve, this is my favorite Denis Villeneuve movie. He just did Sicario and that movie Enemy last year. Both fantastic movies, but this is his best movie. I love Prisoners. Roger Deakins' cinematography is just amazing. Yes, it's just another kidnapping story, kind of like Gone Baby Gone. Two girls get kidnapped, and Hugh Jackman is on the move to find his daughter, thinks his kid took her, so he takes him and starts torturing him with his buddy, and Jake Gyllenhaal, who's Detective Loki, and not Loki from Thor, but Loki, Detective Loki. Jake Gyllenhaal, he's got tattoos, and he's great. I love Jake Gyllenhaal in this movie. He gives a great performance. Hugh Jackman, I have no idea why he didn't get nominated for this movie. He's amazing. Viola Davis is good. Melissa Leo, Paul Dowd, Terrence Howard, and just the entire cast of this movie is good. The writing is top-notch. The direction is fucking phenomenal. The cinematography is breathtaking. The atmosphere is just bleak and dark and unsettling, and you just love it. Great ending, too. Some people hated that ending, but as you see my review of Cop Car, I just ranted about movie endings, and I talked in depth about my Prisoners ending. So if you want me to talk about spoilers of this ending, go check out my Cop Car movie review. But yeah, I love Prisoners. It's one of my favorite mystery/suspense movies. Love Prisoners. Coming number 3 is Zodiac. Yes, David Fincher's Zodiac. This is about the Zodiac Killer and about all these people trying to track down the Zodiac Killer. You got a reporter played by Downey Jr., you got a police officer played by Mark Ruffalo, and you got a cartoonist played by Jake Gyllenhaal. All give great performances, especially Jake Gyllenhaal. He's so good in this movie. And this movie it feels so realistic and so real, because it actually happened. This is a true story. I don't think everything about this movie is fact, but the way it's directed and told and acted, it just feels like you're in this movie. It feels like you're transformed back into this time zone, and you feel like you're these people trying to track down the Zodiac Killer. And this movie is very disturbing, very dark, but it's a David Fincher movie. You're going to get that with a Fincher movie, but It's so good. It's one of my all-time favorite David Fincher movies, and I just love it. I love it. I love the performances. Again, I love the ending. I love the soundtrack. I love the score. I love the shots. I love the editing. I love the pacing. I just love everything about this movie. Zodiac is one of the best mystery sort of movies I have seen out there, and I know some people call it boring and just, kind of dull and stuff. I love this movie. I think Zodiac is one of the best. I enjoy it. Coming number 2 is Seven. Yes, another David Fincher movie. Yes, this one has Brad Pitt, Morgan Freeman, and they're after a serial killer. Serial killer who's killing people off the 7 deadly sins. And another phenomenal, dark, neo-noir kind of movie, and I love this movie. This is a David Fincher masterpiece. Seven is probably one of my all-time favorite movies. Like, it's so freaking good. I love this movie. I have to watch this movie at least 4 or 5 times a year. And I've watched this movie ever since like 2001 when I first saw it. And yeah, I know it took a while, but still, I was a kid for God's sakes. But Seven is so good. I love Brad Pitt. I love Morgan Freeman, especially them two together. I love their chemistry. It's sort of a strange and awkward chemistry at first, but it just works. I wish they did more movies together because they're just great in this movie. I love Kevin Spacey. God, he is creepy. And I love Gwyneth Paltrow. She's also very good in this movie. The mystery of this movie, the ending of this movie, everything about this movie is just brilliant. I don't want to spoil it, so check Seven out if you've not seen it. It's one of the best. And my number 1 favorite mystery / suspense movie is Rear Window. Yes, I gotta go with the Hitchcock movie. It's Hitchcock. He's the master of suspense. And Rear Window is my favorite Alfred Hitchcock movie. And it's probably my favorite mystery / suspenseful movie. I adore this movie. I adore it. This is the kind of movie people have to show in film school. Like, I bet they do, but the way everything is told in this movie, the way it's executed and directed, is just marvelous. It's beautiful how well this movie is done. The performances are just top freaking notch. Like, Grace Kelly is fantastic in this movie. Jimmy Stewart is fantastic in this movie. Everything about this movie is fantastic. The opening shot of this movie tells you everything you need to know about these characters in this story, and it's just brilliant. Alfred Hitchcock's direction is fantastic. The atmosphere is just brilliant. You want to know what's going to happen. You want to know what's happening across that street in that building. It's sketchy as shit, but you want to know what's going to happen, and it's just brilliant. It is brilliant. The score, cinematography, story, execution, structure, everything about this movie is damn near perfect. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. It's my favorite Alfred Hitchcock movie of all time. It is my favorite mystery / suspenseful movie. So yeah, that's my top 10 personal favorite mystery / suspense movies. So yeah, in the comment section below, please tell me, did you agree with this list? If not, comment below, let me know. What is your favorite mystery / suspense movies? Comment below, let me know. And as always, if you liked this video, please like and subscribe to this channel and join the dark side.